I want to show you. I have something that they put in my nose that expands. You see that? It gets bigger. And when it gets bigger and swells, it causes sometimes itching or it causes pain. So I want to show you that. You see that? So what happens is the nose will that starts to swell. So my breathing gets heavy. So what they do is they pressurize the room at night because they insist that I have the ability to see things while I'm sleeping. They said what they do is they use my eyelids like a screen. And that's why you see sometimes my eyes are so swollen. Because I think what it is, I'll tell you what I think versus what they say. So interpreting what they say. I think what they're doing is exposing me to radiation and hitting me with something that causes these lumps. The lumps are similar to the lumps I have on my arm. Let me show you here. So when they swell, at first it itches, but after a while it's painful. And I used to have such discoloration right here where they hit me. See how this is discolored from the eyeglasses? Well, there's nothing down here that will cause the discoloration. So what happens is, as it swells like that in the nose, at first it itches, like itch, itch, itch. But then after a while, it's painful. And my nose expands, gets bigger, and it's harder to breathe. So at night when I'm trying to sleep, I'm like, and I'm trying to breathe in. So what they started to do is predict where I'm going to touch. So they said when I'm first exposed to the pain or the sensation, I'll call it. I call it a false sensation. It isn't false in the sense that they are causing it, but it's false in that it's not something that's actually there. They just bang so they agree. So they'll say she's about to scratch her nose or rub her nose. And if I resist it, the expansion increases and the vibration increases until I'm like that, you know? So part of why they wanted to use this was to cause me to, they said that their circle of friends find it funny to do this. But I think it's also to cause me to look like scratching my nose. So that's another illness. Do you get what I'm saying? That all the illnesses they create are created. So if I walk around like, scratch my nose, then like, oh, she doesn't wash her hands and she's always scratching her nose. You not only cause the illness, but you cause the shame of the illness. So I'm sitting home in not the privacy of my home. I'm going to call this video not the privacy of my own home. And they're pointing out, okay, she's about to scratch her eyebrow, or she's about to rub her nose, or her eye she'll rub, or maybe this eye she'll rub, because they're causing it. And so in their circle of friends, I'll call this video not in the privacy of my own home / circle of friends. They think it's cool to humiliate and embarrass people. They said, we used you. Who would say that? Could you imagine if I'm like, I used you? Who would say that to somebody? So they're going to say, have you ever said that to anyone? No. Normal people we don't feel like we would use someone. And if we ever by some chance did, it would never feel like it's something to brag about, because we have a normal sense of empathy, and that's what I'm saying. This is a group of sociopathic, narcissistic people whose sense of empathy and humanness is gone. It's been eroded, if it ever existed. And normal people, I would never sit around and invent technology that would cause people to develop illnesses, but also the appearance of illness or the appearance of being used. And most normal people, we don't feel like using people is something that we would get, a high out of. So I'm going to end this video, upload it really fast, because again, my goal right now is to tell you what these people are saying, how they think, how they process information, because part of wanting to clone me and develop AI was to figure out how I process information. And I need to show you and tell you the marks, the effect, and how they process information. Part of what they were saying also is that I'm no longer going to be someone that other people will want. Isn't that something? Isn't that, that to me, I'm going to end the video on that they're telling me that I'm unlovable, unwantable. Thanks for watching.